Hi, I'm Dustin.
And I'm Leslie.
And we're the Wayward Wags. We want to say thank you to JD for giving us the opportunity to showcase our rig and our truck to the Big Truck, Big RV YouTube community. We're currently at Pelican Point RV Park at Cherry Point Marine Corps Air Station.
Nailed it.
In Havelock, North Carolina. We stay at a lot of military places because I served in the military for 20 years as a combat medic in the Army. And so we take every opportunity that we can to stay at military RV parks. Yeah. A, because they're clean, and B, because they're cheap.
They are cheap.
A lot cheaper than regular RV parks. We have been full-time living in our 2019 Montana 3121 RL for almost a year now.
Yes.
And any regrets?
No.
None.
None.
I think we have the perfect floor plan.
Yes.
I think it's a perfect size. I like the layout. Everything's been pretty good.
We've made it the way we want it to be.
Minimal issues. So this thing is 35 feet long. It weighs about 12,000 pounds dry. And one of the things that drew us to this was the carry capacity.
Yes.
Because it can weigh up to 16,500 some odd pounds total, which gave us 4,500 pounds to work with.
Yes.
Which was great.
Awesome.
We've only put about 2,700 pounds in this thing, so we have about 1,500 pounds to play with.
Yeah.
Which we won't even come close to.
We couldn't.
But we have done some very unique things to our rig to make it feel like a home, because we are not part-timers or most-timers. We are full-timers. So this is our house. Everything we have with us comes with us, so we have to make adjustments, make it feel like home, and make it work for us.
Yes, absolutely.
We're going to show you the outside really quickly, and then we'll take you inside for the tour. The first thing is these stairs, the stable stairs, the motorized stable stairs are one of the best things ever. We looked at a bunch of models that had like the bouncy stairs, didn't really care for those, so we like the stable stairs. Big, huge paths through storage. I'm sure you've seen this on walkthroughs of fifth wheels all the time, but it's the big path through that goes all the way through, and you fit a ton of stuff. Our RV is equipped with the auto leveling system. I think that if we didn't have the auto leveling system, we probably would not full-time RV. That's how serious it is. Like, it looks like a whole, we've seen people just struggle with the Legos and the blocks and the leveling things and the drill to the scissors, and no, you push one button, it's level. It's
one and done.
Yeah, it has prevented tons of arguments and craziness. Another one of the things that we like, we had it added when we bought the RV, is the backup camera. And really, we don't use it as a backup camera. We use it as more like a rear view mirror, because it doesn't just engage when you put it in reverse. It stays on all the time as long as you have your headlights turned on. And so because you can't see through your rear view when you're towing your fifth wheel, you can use that backup camera as kind of like a rear view mirror. Another one of the things that we like about our RV is it's a walk-on roof. So if there's any kind of issues up there, maintenance, or especially if we're in an area where it's very wooded and we stay there for a long period of time where there's high winds, that stuff blows on top of the RV, and we have to get up there and sweep off the slides because we don't have the slide toppers. That is one of the things that we dislike about our RV. It didn't come with the slide toppers. We can buy those aftermarket, and we're still discussing whether we want to do that or not. We haven't really made the decision or pulled the trigger on that yet. One of our must-have things is the Valterra stabilizers down here. This is going to keep your RV from rocking back to forth. And then there's another Valterra stabilizer up underneath the stairs that keeps it from rocking front to back. So these things are about 50 bucks a piece, and you can tell a major difference when you're walking around the RV whether it's shaking or not because of these stabilizers. One of the other things we think is a must-have is the RV snap pads. And the RV snap pads, they snap right onto your leveling jacks. And they're made out of like recycled rubber, so it alleviates you from having to use the leveling blocks all the time, and it protects your leveling jacks from the ground. We've seen these things like sink into concrete when it gets too hot, or break, or when they hit something, it bends the bottom of the jack. So the RV snap pad is really going to protect you from that. They snap on, it's one and done. All right, I want to talk about our hitch for a second, because when you have a truck like ours, which is a short bed and a mega cab, the cab sticks out further than a normal truck does, and the bed is shorter than a normal truck is. So the problem with this is, when you're hooked up to your fifth wheel, if you take a tight turn, the cap of your RV could smack into the cab of your truck. So we got the Super Glide hitch from Pull-Right. The cool thing about this hitch is that the sharper the angle that you turn, the more this hitch will pull the entire RV back away from your truck to ensure the cap of your RV does not hit the cab of your truck. So if you can imagine that the fifth wheel is hooked up and you take a hard 90-degree turn, this thing is going to pivot and then it's going to pull itself back away from your truck so the cab is facing this way. And then when it straightens back out, there's nothing you need to do. You don't have to get out and unhook it and hook another thing back in. It'll straighten itself right back out and go right back to pulling. Welcome to the inside of our RV. There are several reasons why we chose this model according to the inside floor plan.
Yeah.
One of the good things that a lot of people don't think about, but we did, was the accessibility of stuff when your slides are closed.
Yeah.
One of the things we like is that when our slides are closed, we can still access at least one side of our refrigerator.
Yes.
We can access our bathroom upstairs, and we can get to our bedroom upstairs.
Yes.
The slide is not out in the bedroom, so you have to climb like directly onto the bed.
Yeah. but you can get back there if you need to.
Yeah. We are going to start by coming in the door and taking a hard right and going upstairs into the bathroom and to the bedroom. Well, we're going to start in the bedroom. There's really nothing special about the bedroom other than it is a king bed. It was a deal breaker for us. We had to have a king bed, and we like the east-west facing bed instead of north-south. So you get a little bit less walking space and moving space in the bedroom, but for us it was more important to have more sleeping space than walking space, because really the only thing we do in the bedroom is sleep. We get done sleeping, we go out there, so we're really not concerned about the space, other than it is a little more tricky to make the bed. And we have the stackable washer and dryer. We can't really speak too much on the single unit, but we have heard that people like the stackables better than the single, because the single you have to wash, all the water has to get spun out, and then it switches over to dry. Sometimes it doesn't get all dry, and you can do smaller loads. So the stackable washer and dryer have been great for us, especially like on rainy days. There's not really much else to do. Leslie can knock out laundry, and I'm doing editing, and then it doesn't really cut into our days that we're able to go out and explore and do things. Well, I'm going to stand in the shower, and the reason I'm standing in the shower is to show you how much room that you have in the shower. I'm 6 feet tall, and with the light dome, I have plenty of space in here. We haven't done a lot of technical upgrades in the bathroom, but we have done a lot of cosmetic upgrades in the bathroom. We have the wall art, it's all been painted white. We have the backsplash area. We've changed out the sink in the bathroom, and now we're in the kitchen / living room / dining room area.
Yeah.
Down here is where we have made the most modifications out of anywhere in the RV, inside or out.
Yes. Well, it's because it's also where we spend the most time.
Yeah. And when I say we, I mean Leslie.
Yes, exactly.
Some of the biggest things that we have changed is decor. Leslie changed out all those boxy valances with her own curtains. So basically we just took a couple of screws out of those, took those down, and now we have command strips that are holding up the curtains. And it works really well. Even on travel day, they bounce around, and they don't fall down, so it works pretty good. And it looks way more like home.
Yes.
Lets way more light in, and it just feels like a house instead of an RV. You will probably notice that the entire interior of the RV is painted white. It didn't come white.
No, it did not.
Leslie painted it white, and she did that before we even left on our full-time RV adventure. We had bought the RV about a year before we started full-timing and did some practice trips, and so Leslie would come on the weekends and paint the RV, and it just makes it look way brighter, way bigger, and like I said before, more like a home instead of an RV. So that's a bonus too. One of the biggest things that we did, and we did this before we left full-timing RV too, is we took out the dinette. The dinette used to sit sideways like this with the chairs facing each other, and it was just awkward. It wasn't functional. The table came out to about right here, so it made you feel like you were cramped when you were walking by, and we were facing each other instead of facing out. And I do a lot of my video editing right here, and so what we did was we just took it out, and it was just a few screws that we had to undo. We took the table out, and we found a table at Big Lots for like $100 and put it there and just put our chairs right up against it. Another quick, easy, inexpensive thing that we did to make the island pop was the peel and stick wallpaper. You can get this at Walmart or Amazon, local, any local hardware store. And you just stick it on there. Took an X-Acto knife, cut around the edges, and pulled off. And so it used to be all this color, even inside of here. So it was very, very plain. And so we found one that was pretty close to the color of our floor to make it pop. And I think it was like, this was like a $30 project total. Here's where the craziness begins. We travel full time with Scout, who is our bearded dragon. And Scout has free range of the RV all day, every day until it's bedtime. So that's
Scout's RV.
It really is Scout's habitat. He just lets us live in it. So that's why you see all of this modification in this area, which you will probably not see in anybody else's RV. Leslie made this ramp down here for Scout to be able to get up and down. She also put these runners on here, and this is just contact paper that you would get from Walmart in a big roll that you would use in your drawers to keep the silverware and stuff from sliding around. But he is able to climb that, so we put those up on the seating so he can climb from the floor all the way up, and this is his favorite spot. Scout likes to hang out here. We also have the little ramps on the side so that Scout can get up the side so he can look out the side windows, which he likes to do sometimes. And then we also modified the lighting situation because Scout likes to be between 100 and 105 degrees, and he has that in his habitat, but he likes to be out. So to stay warm, we just took some command strip hooks, plugged in the lights, and now the lights dangle from the hooks, and so we have a heat lamp on this side where he can bask, and then on this side we have the heat lamp and the UVB where he can get his UV rays. Leslie built this. This used to have cabinets on it that looked like this, and they had 2 cabinet doors. So what Leslie did was took the doors off, put a piece of plexiglass up there with a fish tank lid and a hinge. These guys are just up here so in case he pushes on it he can't knock himself out, and so he has his heat lamps in there, he has his UV lamps in there, he has his log for basking. And so sometimes during the day he really doesn't feel like coming out, so he'll hang out in there, but for the most part he's out here during the day and then goes in there and sleeps at night. Well, now we're sitting here inside of our truck, which we use to pull our 5th wheel. It's 2016 3500 Ram Laramie Longhorn, and we really didn't choose this model. We were actually looking at new trucks on a Ford lot and found this one used. We got this in 2018 as 2016, so it was a couple years old, but only had 33,000 miles on it, so we got a super deal on it. And it's a single rear wheel, which we can't really talk about the comparison between dualies and single rear wheels because the only thing we have to go off of is what we have, and we've had no problems pulling with the single rear wheel. Well, what do you love the most about the RV lifestyle?
The freedom.
Freedom!
Definitely the freedom.
I mean, you can see it. Look, America.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freedom. There are struggles, man. I mean, there is with everything. There's struggles with owning a house. There's struggles with living full-time in an RV. But being able to go out and see the world and meet new, exciting people, to be able to share our journey and share our setup with communities like Big Truck, Big RV has just been an amazing ride for us so far. And we are just coming up on our 1st year.
Yeah.
So we're just getting started, man.
We're still infants at this.
Yeah, so for us next is headed south because it's going to start getting cold, and we're going to be in Florida for the winter. Hopefully we will be down at the Super Show in Tampa.
Yes.
If they still have it. Yeah, we've just had such a great time, and we've gotten into helping the RV community and helping the veteran community, and we are honoring fallen heroes at the end of each one of our videos. And one of our favorite parts of the whole thing is being able to donate a portion of everything we make to veteran organizations as we travel. We've already been able to donate almost $3,000. So we hope to do a lot more of that in the future. Again, thank you, JD, for allowing us to share our rig and our setup for our full-time RV life on the Big Truck, Big RV community. We appreciate it. And hopefully we will see some of you on the road.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.